Good evening, Reese fans, and this is James Ramos from At the Quarter Pole, and my 2023 pick for the Belmont Stakes will be Forte. I'm not really crazy about his odds at 3-1, but he has his field over the barrel. He is the class of the field. He's been out since the Florida Derby, and the reason for it being as he got injured the day of the Derby with a foot injury. I'm not really buying that much about the foot injury. All I know is he's been out for 2 months. Hopefully, he's been in positive training, but he is a class of field and overall should beat this field by at least 6 lengths if he's healthy. Even if he's 75% healthy, his 25% of his heart will get him across the finish line first. I believe in this horse right now because I've seen the rest of the field and I'm not really impressed with the rest of the field. There's a long shot possibility and Arcangelo, who just won the Peter Pan Stakes at a mile and 1/8. If you look at the race, he came out of the inside post, the one post, and he just acted like a very mature colt. He didn't get flustered by trying to come to the inside. The jockey did a wonderful job before he got to the quarter pole and made a bold move on, swung to the outside, and won resolutely. The distance going from a mile and 1/8 to a mile and 1/2 would not hurt this horse. And even if the fractions are not that fast and somewhat a tepid pace, he should still have an advantage. I like his odds right now. I have early odds. They had him at that 10-1. I think he'd be bet down between 6 and 8-1. Another horse that looks really that could be a tough contender would be the Darth Empire that came in third. Brad Cox charge that ran third in the Kentucky Derby was making some momentum and headway. The field was not impressed. He lost a match in two fields in the Derby, beaten by 1 1/2 lengths. Is it going to be a different? I don't see a real fast pace scenario in this race. It's going to be moderate. I don't see it very fast. I look at fractions between 24 and 4, 49 flat, and maybe getting the 6 furlongs at 1:12 and 1. I just don't see a very fast pace for this race. Most of the 3-year-olds will not want to really go this far at this time in the career. There are about 4 speed horses that could lock up, but I don't think it's going to be a massive speed duel. There is Arabian Lion will be out front. Reincarnate, King's Barn, and of course, National Treasure. Now, every handicapper know that National Treasure's win in the Preakness was one of the best races that I've ever seen won in the Preakness. The fractions were tepid, 23 and 4, 49 and 1/2. They were moving around like two old pickup trucks around the turn, and he had to hold sway against Blazing Suns just to get the job done at 5-2. That's why he's my out, and I don't think none of the speed horses I aforementioned will be in the exotics unless something really weird happens where they just stick like glue for a mile and 1/2. I don't believe so. They will. I just think that the front runners do not have a chance. Tapper Trice once is scheduled to run in the Belmont, another top pletcher charge. He's got talent. I haven't been totally impressed with this horse. I know he won the Samuel Davis in Tampa Bay. And to me, that's not really a good Kentucky Derby prep and never really produces any top line horses in there. He won going away against a less than mediocre field. He comes into the Kentucky Derby being well bet, try to make a bold move around the quarter pole, hung 7 wide, but not make any ground. I showed the replay of the Kentucky Derby, still beaten by 7 1/2 lengths. And he was not making any ground at all in that long, tiring stretch. Overall, this is a kind of early pick. We're about at least a little over 2 weeks and 2 days until the Belmont Stakes. I'm not sure if any of these horses are going to stay around for the Belmont. They might become exiting out of the race. They might have some new shooters coming in this race. As a longtime Hall of Fame trainer, Alan Jerkins once stated, 3-year-olds are like fresh strawberries. And you know what that means? They could go spoil very quick. So Forte will be my pick in the Belmont. If he's not ready to run in the race and top pletcher withdraws him again, and then I like Archangel, who came out of the Peter Pan Stakes, who get better odds. But if Forte is out, then his odds will drop. But that'd be my second alternative pick. And this is James Ramos from At the Quarter Pole. Have a good night, folks.